Festival is a collaboration of festivals. We do the categories of documentary, narrative, experimental, and animation, but all festivals differ. We're on our 52nd year, and it is the oldest student-run film festival in the world. The judging happens all through the student, through the class. We're a class and a club, but all the students are the ones that we watch all the films, we judge them, we learn how to judge in the class, and we learn about the categories. So as the person that handles financing and budget, I am in charge of fundraisers, I'm in charge of finding sponsors for us, I'm also in charge of doing proposal letters to associated students to request additional funding for the festival.
In the club, I'm pretty much, the faculty staff advisor figurehead. Person that can say, yes, I'm accountable for the keys, and for the class then I'm officially the grader, so I have to set up some sort of a structure and a syllabus so that the students are actually doing some kind of academic work even though they're planning a festival. Mm-hmm. So we teach them how to look, especially their narrative films, documentary, animation, and experimental, and many of them in particular on experimental don't know what to look for, so we talk to them about that. And then when about October we start getting enough entries to judge, we'll get about 200 entries total in all the different categories.
At Humboldt State and across CSU systems, there's a lot of budget cuts that are happening, and with that we just have to be more creative with either making more fundraisers, coming up with more sponsorships and how to get sponsors. That's a big thing. Humboldt International Film Festival has a trust, so even though we do have some money, we try not to dig into that too much because that's all we have. And so that's why every year we request funds through associated students. This year we did get denied all the funds that I requested. So that means that we are going to be having to go into our funding account, which is fine now and possibly for next year, but it is a little concerning because I don't know what that means in 3 years.
We usually get a budget of quite a bit of money from associated students because they've been our sponsor, I don't know for how many years, probably since the early 80s I'm thinking. But they would subsidize us with about $15,000, and what that would allow us to do was it would make it so we could pay our students, and then it would also give us about the $7,000 we need to bring in industry judges. So we liked bringing people from Hollywood or that were prominent in film to come to our area to judge the final stage of the films, and also then to meet our students. Because we're so remote, it gave the students here a networking opportunity to network with filmmakers and learn more about film.
Something that could help the International Film Festival is being more creative with the funds we have. Because we get 3 guest judges, that's the bulk of our money that we spend for the festival. So 3 people, it's about $6,000 or $7,000.
Jesus.
Because these are industry professionals, we give them a stipend of money. So on top of us paying for their flight here or whatever transportation, we pay all of their flight, we pay all of their board, we pay all of their food, and then we also give an additional $1,000 stipend. It's so important to bring judges up here is that there's something up here, we're here, and we're film students and we're going to be graduating from this university, and we need connections in the real world.
Back before there were a lot of film fests in the late 70s, we had people coming that were Frank Capra. If anybody knows who Frank Capra is, he's one of the top filmmakers of the last century. He came and was one of our judges. Marsha Lucas, who did the sound design for her husband for Star Wars, came in 1979, and she was one of the judges. And there were, that lasted for about 6 or 7 years of really top industry people. This was the place to come. because it was so new. To lose the history of the quality of the kind of people we used to have come in this area is kind of sad. Oh, when is it?
Yeah, what is it?
It's April. This is the 52nd Festival, and it's April 17th through the 20th so I know it's 4:20, but come anyway, and you can party after, and it's $5 for everybody, and it's in April. I said that.